Some plants draw you in with their beauty. They bloom in breathtaking colors, fill the air with sweet fragrance, and just seem like the perfect addition to any garden. But hidden beneath that charm, some of them are silent troublemakers. Plants that, once established, can outcompete your favorite flowers, damage your soil's balance, and turn a peaceful space into a constant battle. What's worse is that many of these problem plants are still sold in nurseries and garden centers, luring unsuspecting gardeners with their good looks. This is why knowing their secret side is so important. A gorgeous vine may strangle your trees. A sweet-scented shrub might poison the soil for anything else. Even a delicate flower can send out seeds that spread far beyond your fence, and once these plants take root, removing them can feel like fighting a losing war. The key is not to banish beauty from the garden, but to recognize which plants come with a hidden cost and to choose wiser, safer alternatives. Today we're uncovering 12 of the most common garden beauties that can quietly ruin your soil, smother your plants, or overwhelm your space if you let them. The trap of fast growth and color, it's something every gardener should watch out for. One of the biggest signs that a plant may cause trouble is its ability to grow too quickly. Fast growth can seem like a blessing, especially when you're trying to fill a new garden bed or cover a bare fence. But in nature, plants that grow quickly often do so because they're designed to dominate. They send roots deep and wide, shade out competitors, and honestly, produce seeds in massive quantities. Many invasive species have these traits. They don't just grow, they take over. Wisteria is a perfect example. Its cascading purple flowers are breathtaking, but its vines can pull down trellises, girdle tree trunks, and snake their way into roof tiles. In the right climate, wisteria can overwhelm entire structures in just a few seasons, making it a nightmare to control. The soil stealers and space blockers. Some plants not only spread quickly above ground, but they also develop these really aggressive underground systems that compete directly with your vegetables and flowers for water and nutrients. Bamboo definitely tops the list here. While bamboo brings an exotic, lush feel to the garden, its rhizomes can actually spread meters away from the planting site, popping up in lawn areas, flower beds, and even, believe it or not, in cracks in paving stones. Left unchecked, bamboo roots create a dense network that chokes other plants, and honestly makes it impossible for delicate perennials to thrive. Similarly, English ivy forms such dense mats that the soil beneath becomes dry, compacted, and low in organic matter. This kind of root dominance, forces gardeners into a constant struggle just to keep their chosen plants alive. Poison in the petals. Beauty can also hide toxicity, both for people and for the soil itself. Oleander, with its lush green leaves and those clusters of pink or white blossoms, is a classic Mediterranean ornamental. But all parts of the plant are toxic, and the fallen leaves can actually leach chemicals into the soil that may slow down the growth of other plants. Black walnut trees are another example. While their broad canopy is striking, their roots release juglone, a chemical compound that can stunt or even kill many common garden plants, especially tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. Planting these without understanding their impact can lead to years of soil imbalance. The self-seeders that won't stop. Some plants don't need aggressive roots to take over, they simply spread through relentless seeding. Morning Glory, with its charming heart-shaped leaves and pastel flowers, is one such plant. In many regions, its seeds can germinate in huge numbers, wrapping themselves around any nearby stem. Once established, they reseed every year without any help from you, quickly turning into a tangled mass that suffocates your ornamentals. Similarly, purple loosestrife can invade garden beds and even natural wetlands, outcompeting native plants and disrupting ecosystems. Its stunning spires of violet blooms hide a seed bank that can last for years in the soil, just waiting for the right conditions to erupt. When ornamental turns wild, certain ornamental grasses and flowering shrubs are lovely in the right place, but when they escape cultivation, they spread into natural habitats, threatening biodiversity. Pampas grass, with its dramatic feathery plumes, is a perfect example. In warm climates it can spread aggressively and actually become a fire hazard due to its dry foliage. Lantana, another beauty, brightens gardens with clusters of multicolored blooms, yet in tropical and subtropical areas, it forms dense thickets that crowd out native species. These plants thrive in tough conditions, which makes them appealing for low-maintenance gardens, but also means they can survive almost anywhere, often to the detriment of other plants. Understanding the risk before you plant. The biggest mistake gardeners make with these plants is assuming that a container or regular trimming will keep them in check. While this can slow their spread, most of these problem plants have ways of overcoming barriers. Roots that break through pots, seeds that blow into neighboring beds, or growth rates so fast that pruning becomes a weekly chore. In some cases, even removing the plant entirely leaves behind roots or seeds that re-sprout months or years later. This is why it's, so important to research each plant before you introduce it to your garden. Choosing safer alternatives is key. The good news is that for almost every invasive beauty, there's a safer, non-invasive alternative that offers similar color, texture, or form without the long-term damage. For example, instead of wisteria, consider native clematis or coral honeysuckle. Instead of bamboo, clumping ornamental grasses like fountain grass give a similar lush effect without spreading aggressively. The key is to choose plants that complement your garden's needs without compromising its health or the surrounding environment. The long-term health of your garden comes first. While it's tempting to fill your space with the most stunning flowers and foliage you can find, a truly thriving garden depends on balance. Soil health, biodiversity, and ease of maintenance should guide every planting decision. Introducing a plant that looks perfect in the short term but will become a long-term headache is a mistake that can cost years of effort to fix. By learning which plants to avoid and why, you're protecting not just your current garden but the future of your growing space. So next time you're at a nursery, pause before letting beauty alone decide what comes home. Ask whether the plant is known to spread aggressively, whether it affects soil chemistry, and whether it's a good fit for your local ecosystem. The answer might save your garden from years of struggle. If you've learned something new today, help keep this knowledge growing. Share this video with your fellow gardeners so they can protect their own spaces from these hidden troublemakers, and subscribe to Botanical Bliss for more guides that make your garden not just more beautiful, but healthier, more balanced, and truly alive.